Toe, from My Life and Other Stuff I Made Up, read by Lez Barstow.
Tom, come here! That cry sent a shiver down my spine. It was 35 degrees outside, but I was covered in goosebumps. I quickly closed the trap door, rolled back the rug in the centre of the bedroom floor, stuffed the lollies and comics into my backpack, and zipped it up. Then I dropped and rolled under my bed. Tom, the voice said, sharper this time. I closed my eyes and sent out a desperate prayer that if I kept quiet, she might think I'd left for Jack's place already, that maybe I'd climbed out of the window and disappeared into the afternoon. A few seconds later, I know you're in there, I can smell you. My mind raced for answers, but I knew there were none. I slid out from under the bed. I could run, but I couldn't hide. She'd find me. And whatever she did to me then would be 10 times worse than whatever she had planned for me now. Like the time she texted Sasha and told her that I was in love with her, and the time she put plastic wrap over the toilet seat. I stood and walked slowly to the door. I pulled it open and peered through the crack. Across the hall I could see her sitting at the dining room table. My sister, Tanya, evil genius. 4 years older than me, hair in a ponytail, grin on her face. There was half a glass of orange juice sitting next to her on the table. She was letting thick, sticky saliva drip down past her chin, then sucking it up back into her mouth, yo-yo style. This was one of her favourite tricks. Sometimes she could let it drip right down to her belly button and still vacuum it back up. Don't be shy, little friend, she said, like she was trying to lure a small marsupial out of its home before injuring it in some way. Come on, Tommy, I have something for you. I opened the door a little bit more, squeezed out, shut it behind me, and shuffled across the hall to the dining room. I stopped in the doorway, leaving at least 3 meters between us. Tanya had a 3-meter rule. If I came within 3 meters of her, she'd pull out a chunk of my hair. She'd done it once about a year ago. A small piece of scalp had come away too. Getting ready to go to little Jackie's place, she said, hoisting one foot up onto the dining table. Bando, lying on his dog bed in the corner of the room, watched her foot carefully. His name's Jack, he's not little, and you know I am, I said. Super sus? She looked down at her toe, and I could see there was something stuck to it. Something big and black. I looked away, not daring to ask. There's just one little thing I need you to do before I let you go, she said. Mum already said I could go, as if I'm doing anything for you. I was trying to be strong, but I was a goldfish to her killer whale. She laughed, actually laughed in my face. I tried not to say anything, but it went on until I had to ask the question. What? I just love it when you try to act tough, she said. If it was anyone else, I'd say it was cute, but it's you, so it makes me want to puke. You're adopted, I said. Me? I'm the one who looks more like Mum. You just look like some random dude. I turned away and headed for my room. Eat it or I'll tell Mum about the hole, she said. I stopped, my back still turned. I didn't want her to see my face. What? Eat the Vegemite off my toe or I'll call Mum and tell her about the hole that you sawed in the middle of your bedroom floor. It's hidden by the rug and you hide lollies in it. I turned, looked her dead in the eye. Almost in a whisper I said, how did you know about the hole? I know everything, she said. Now eat the mite or I'm calling. Bando stood and jumped up, resting his paws on Tanya's lap, trying to eat the Vegemite off her toe. Get down, she barked at him, shoving him away roughly and brushing fur off her uniform. I looked at her foot again. The gooey stuff was definitely Vegemite. It was like a small scoop of black ice cream perched right on the top of her big toe. As if I'm going to eat something off your toe, I said. She picked the phone off the dining table. I couldn't believe she was going to do this. Well, actually I could. This was exactly the kind of thing that she would do. I thought you didn't like me going near you, I said. Think about it for a second. I'd actually have to touch you if I ate that Vegemite. She looked up from the phone and blinked. Just once. It wasn't much, but I knew I'd hit a nerve. She sat there for a minute, chewing it over, trying to keep a straight face, nervously dripping juice yo-yos down her chin and sucking them back up. As you know, she said, I don't even like being in the same room as you, but just this once, I'm prepared to make an exception. So lap it up. I looked at her. I looked at the toe. Fine, I said. I don't care. Call Mum. I turned and headed for my room again. I heard the first beep as my hand hit the door handle. Then there was a slow series of beeps as she dialed. Oh well, I didn't mind. So what? Mum would find out about my trapdoor. Big deal. She'd press 5 numbers. 3 more and she'd have a connection. Beep. 6 numbers. I mean, who cares that Mum had been trying to sell the place for a year? The new owner would just have to put a new floor in. Simple. Beep. Or maybe they could build a cellar underneath the house. Beep. I turned to her. She was looking at me, phone to ear. Hello, can I please speak to Catherine Weekly? Okay, thanks. She's bluffing, I thought. You're totally bluffing, I said. Hi, Mum, she said, waiting, listening. She looked and sounded suspiciously like she was really talking to Mum. There's a little problem with Tom, though. Now I could actually hear my mother's voice on the other end of the phone. He's done something, she said. I've been meaning to tell you for a while. I walked across the hall towards her, shaking my head. Well, she said, smiling. He's been in his room. I put my hands together, begging her not to say anything. I pointed to the toe and nodded my head, licking my lips, rubbing my belly. And he's cleaned it all up, she said. It looks really good. I heard Mum say something. Yeah, I was proud too, anyway. Just wanted to let you know. Love you. Bye. She hung up. She wiggled her toes. She pointed to an empty seat. I sat. I looked at the toe in close-up. Her grinning face was a blur in the background. She took a slow sip of orange juice and did the longest saliva stretchy I'd ever seen. On the way back up, it hung right out to the side, almost around her ear, before she hoovered it back into a gob. It was almost around the world. If there was a gross Olympics, then she just won gold. But the toe twitched, and I looked at it again. I could mainly see the underside. There were little bits of dry skin flaking off. I looked around to the edge of the toenail, and I could see scratchy scraps of black nail polish. There was definitely some kind of carbuncle on the side, too. I didn't exactly know what a carbuncle was, but I had a sick feeling that this was one. She grabbed the phone, lightning quick like she was drawing it from a holster. Beep, beep, beep. I sat back down on the chair. She ended the call. I looked at the toe again. She grinned. I sniffed. The foot had a sweaty. Been at school all day and the shoes stink to it. I eyed off the Vegemite, a golf ball of concentrated yeast extract, sitting on top of the toe. Even making me eat that much veg off a spoon would have been sick and wrong. To serve it on a festy toe took a mind so evil that she could have been in a Batman comic. The Joker, Mr. Freeze, and my sister. Tumbles. Eat, she growled. 3 seconds. 3. I swallowed hard. 2. I licked my lips. Tensed my fists. Clenched my jaw. 1. I closed my eyes, opened my mouth, and tried to tell myself it was just Vegemite ice cream. I took a deep breath, and I couldn't do it. It was too disgusting. Whack! Tony hit me on the back of the head. My teeth closed around the toe, and I bit down hard. I didn't mean to, but I heard tendon and bone snap like a dog chomping on a chicken wing. She screamed next suburb loud and stood up, her foot still in my mouth. Then the final crunch, and the toe came away. I screamed. I had my sister's toe in my mouth, and it wasn't connected to her foot. This was not part of my plan for the afternoon. All I wanted was to go to Jack's, and now I was chewing on a big festy toe that tasted like school. I could only think of one thing to do. I took the toe out of my mouth and offered it to her. She screamed even louder. She didn't have to get so upset. I was just trying to be nice. I was the one who should have been angry. She threatened to reveal my secret. Messed up my whole afternoon. Hit me on the back of the head. I couldn't exactly head off to Jack's. I'd have to call the doctor. Call Mum. Wait around. This could take hours. I wondered if I should put the toe on ice, or if I should hide it in my trapdoor. No, that'd be weird. Maybe I should offer to sew it back on, although I'd never officially sewn anything before. Then, out of nowhere, Bando jumped off his bed lightning quick. grabbed the toe in his jaws and bolted off through the kitchen and out the back door. My mouth fell open. Tanya fell to the ground. "Go!" she shouted. I chased Bando into the yard. By the time I caught sight of him, he was 3/4 of the way to freedom, through the hole at the back near the shed. I ran and dived, just grabbing his tail. I thought I had him, but then that rod of wiry fur slipped through my fingers as he wriggled his way out into the world, and then he was gone. What was I supposed to do? And what was I going to say to Mum? "Sorry, but I accidentally bit Tanya's toe off, and then the dog ate it." There was no way I'd be going to Jack's now. My life was officially over, and it was all Tanya's fault. Big sisters can be so thoughtless sometimes. If you had to eat something off your sister's crusty toe, like it was life or death, I mean, what would you eat? I asked my class. This is what they said: marshmallow, lettuce, a toenail, a cookie, a praying mantis, cream cheese, sock juice, Nutella, a kebab, and snot.